Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe. So this is a viewer topic story. And they ask a little advice, like, what do you think? So you guys feel free to chime in as long as it's kind-hearted and share some of your stories to help validate some of these things that we've gone through. So this person was with a narcissist for almost 3 years. All of a sudden, he left her for another girl. That's very typical. You think you're going along in a halfway decent relationship or a good relationship, and all of a sudden, so since she has used the words all of a sudden, it probably seemed like things were going good. There's probably some red flags that were overlooked. We do that with the cognitive dissonance, trying to pick the lesser of the two evils, give them the benefit of the doubt, or think it's growing pains, things like that, our relationship is going through. But it was all of a sudden, has this new girlfriend. And that's what the monkey branching that the narcissists like to do. They don't leave their current supply often until they know that the second supply is secured. So he was probably dating her at the same time that this person was in this 3-year relationship. So now they've been together for 6 months, and he is always posting pictures of her. So she uses the word always, and I do it too, but we tend to exaggerate. I'm sure it's not like every second of the day, but it means a lot. He posts it a lot, and that's what narcissists like to do, is they like to say, hey, look at me. Sometimes it's to hurt the old supply, or to, whether it's to keep them away, so the truth doesn't come out, like my ex is a jerk, he does this, he does that, he lies, he cheats, whatever, to keep you away, to keep it his lies secret, his personality secret. Or maybe he's hoping for triangulation, for them to fight over each other. So they have each other's names on their Instagram profile, so they're quickly announcing that we're in a relationship. 6 months, that's up to you guys. I don't know when he posted that. I wouldn't doubt it if it was in the first couple weeks, but maybe she can comment on that. But he's doing these things with her that he did not do with me. I'm assuming it's like good things, like maybe nice dinners, or traveling, or going to the other parents' house, or kids' softball games, whatever it is. Narcissists tend to do that. They realize that the relationship fell apart or wasn't exactly what they hope for, because they hope for like perfection. So they know what we wanted, they know what was important to us. So hey, they use it in the new relationship. They don't waste it on us, which would make the relationship better. It's a weird twist of events that happen. So in the beginning, they utilize the things that we said, like a trip to Florida is what we want, or we hate Florida, we want to go to Hawaii, whatever we said. They're going to do that with a new supply. Or instead of just Hawaii, we're going to do Australia. They'll either do what we wanted all this time with the new supply, or they'll up it. So what's worse is last month we slept together. She did it to cope with the broken heart. A lot of us have been there, have done the same thing. Some haven't, but some, you just want the pain to stop, because with the CPTSD, the trauma bonds that happen, it's like a withdrawal from cocaine. They've done brain activity, and that's what it's like. It's like we're withdrawing from this drug. It is like an addiction. You got your dopamine, oxytocin, and adrenaline, and it's fucking with our minds. It's changing our minds. If you've seen people altered on drugs, not illicit drugs, you can see how they're altered. The actions that they do is not who they are when they're not on the drugs. And that's kind of like us. Like, that's why it's considered crazy making, because it alters our state of mind, and we start reacting different, we start acting different, start feeling different, we start becoming needy, to need to know what the truth is, or to need to understand. So now we're seen as needy, which being needy is seen as being weak, on and on and on. So it's a downward spiral. It's going to happen with this new supply. They might get married. Mine's getting married. Well, it's the 30th of August, so it's next month they're getting married. Is it going to last? I don't think it's going to last with them. It'll last for a while, but I already see red flags in it. I already, statistics on the different things of, if their parents were divorced, if they were previously divorced, what their college education level is, if they're high school dropouts, if they use alcohol or drugs, or on and on and on. Our stepchildren involved. Statistically, the age group that they got married, the difference in the ages, they're just not, it's just a waiting time. But some of them will stay together forever, because of finances, or to save face, or they just want the kids adoring them, whatever it is. It's unpredictable to say they'll definitely part ways. If there's a new supply that's easier, that's when it's gonna be a breakup. So it just depends of what's important to the narcissist is, the image as far as a hot young chick, or sexy, so they can be a cougar, whatever it is. Or do they just don't even want the hassle? Like, we'll just be roommates. Who cares? We don't have to tell people. Sorry, guys. So, she did sleep with them last month. Think about it. The narcissist supposedly is in this happy relationship for 6 months. That's like the honeymoon stage. That's when everything's fantastic. And he's still sleeping with her. So how stable is the new supply? He's already cheating on the new supply within 6 months, 5 months. And who knows about other women that he may or may not have been with. And this just kind of shows the narcissist will cheat. So she keeps wondering if he left her because he thinks this new supply is more decent than she is. Now, I don't want you guys thinking that. I don't want you guys thinking that, because we all, is she prettier or smarter or richer or more popular? It's a different person. And, I could sit here and introduce my best friend. You could introduce your best friend. Good people. Is one really better than the other? We all have certain things that were really good. She's a good listener. She's a good, I don't know, goes out and does fun things, whatever it is. There's good things to all of us. We all have some flaws. What makes somebody pretty? A lot of it is what's inside. We get caught up in, society a lot of times too. What is pretty to society? Are we thin enough? Are we, our boobs big enough? Are our legs sexy enough? Do we have the right clothes, the right makeup, too much makeup, not enough? Do we have tattoos, not tattoos, body piercing, whatever? Society puts a lot of pressure on us that people are focusing, and it's true. The people do focus on that, but I you got to have self-confidence in knowing who you are. Just knowing who you are. Don't compare yourself to other people. Because that's where you lose yourself. We have to encourage ourselves to grow, to be the best that we can be, so we don't get depressed. Just like I'm a new art teacher. I taught gym before, but I'm teaching art this year. So you can go in there and go, I suck. I'm jealous that these other people are better at art. And it gets you into a depressed mode. You don't want to try, you're frustrated, as opposed to, I can't wait to be like that. So if she is better, take some pointers, like, we all have room for growth, but don't focus so much on who the new supply is. Don't try to copy her. It's really what you know already, is I don't even, I'm wording it the wrong way, and I want to clarify what I'm trying to say. If you know certain things already about this person, you know, you can take it as something to achieve. But don't worry about the looks. Just do what makes you feel comfortable presenting yourself. So let's say this new supply, I don't know, they have a doctorate. You're like, man, I need to have a doctorate so I could win this guy back. That might not even be important to him, but we think based on our perception, that's the trait that he chose. You don't know that. Does she have a cool hairstyle? So you start messing with your hair. That might not be important to him, and you are putting your feelings onto her traits to see what he is attracted to. He's attracted to something easier. So is she more naive than you? She's more naive than you. Pretty is in the eye of the beholder. I got two sisters. My best friend thinks my sister's prettier than me, and other people think I'm prettier, and then other think that the little sister is prettier. It's eye of the beholder. you know so it's a normal feeling to feel that. I went through it. Is she prettier, or this or that? Is she more fun? Is she this or that? She's just somebody different. She's just somebody different. Narcissists don't get that deep. So you know it's nothing to worry about, because it's superficial, because he's not worried about what's on the inside. He's not worried about her true soul, getting to know her and loving her. He's just moments in time, something easy, something new. There's some twinge of supply that he's getting a kick out of, you know and he doesn't know her that well. It's been 6 months. He gave up this 3-year relationship. All of a sudden, he didn't cope with the breakup. So after 3 years, I mean, to stay together that long, there should be some deep emotions. He didn't have deep emotions. So she's wondering, is he going to marry her and grow old with her? Well, my first narcissist backed out of my wedding. He got engaged, lived with her for 4 years, backed out of their wedding. Was with another girl for like 13, 16 years. They broke up. They didn't get married. My second narcissist, like I said, is getting married next month. Has lived with her for several years. So time unfolds these relationships with a narcissist. It takes a while for it to come to fruition. And sometimes they're seen quicker based on stressors and knowledge. But given he has not spoken to her in 6 weeks, do you think they will last? So he's doing his own thing right now. So he's doing his own thing. I want you to do your own thing. I hope that that's what you want too. Is it safe to assume he will never talk to her again? You shouldn't worry. You shouldn't. And I'm going to say, I've been there. I have been there. So I am not discounting what you're feeling. It's normal. It is totally normal to wonder, are we going to talk to this person because we did love them? Probably still do. We're searching for answers, like what went wrong? All of a sudden, she didn't say over time it started to fall apart and he moved on. A lot of times in these narcissistic relationships, it is all of a sudden. It is like a light switch. He so it's probably 4.5 months into the relationship if it's been 6 weeks, but 5 months ago or a month ago, they had sex. So I believe that's the 6 weeks in that month and a half. 6 weeks they haven't talked together. That's the thing. Sometimes we confuse sex for love. We have to be careful on that. Are they doing what they should do? Sometimes they'll lie to us. Like maybe we could get back together, so we get back into the relationship. Um, Thinking we're getting back into it. And sometimes in the narcissist eyes, it's just a one night stand, or to like laugh at us, or to use us, to think, to see, test the waters to see, you know, and you got to think about it too. It's almost like saying, um, I forgive you. If you think about it, like if you're going to lay down with someone, they're going to think they're forgiven. And so they don't hurt over it. Like we sit there and like, man, I shouldn't have yelled back. I shouldn't have done this. And, I just talked too much or called too many times, or we go through all this stuff. It's different with the narcissist. So he hasn't spoken to her in 6 weeks. And she didn't tell me if she's reaching out to him. I'm assuming she has. So she has this trauma bond. We struggle with that. Most of us, not all of us. But you'll either get so ticked off that you go no contact, like fuck you, motherfucker, and shut your phone off, block them. But since she's still asking, like, what do you think? Do you think he's ever going to talk to me again? Um, it it depends on how you've reacted. If you went super berserk crazy, which can happen. We can blow their phone up. Hopefully you're not stalking them, because we can have criminal charges brought on us. But is it safe to assume he'll never talk to her again? He'll touch base here and there. It might be 30 years from now. So don't wait around for it. It might be next week. It might be when this narcissist feels trapped in a marriage, if he does marry her. Will it last with them? Most likely not. Like we look at the divorce statistics on first marriages, is I don't know, they keep changing it. Like there's different statistics. It's just under 50%, depends on where you read. The second marriages are like 67% failure. This one I'm still trying to understand. They say like step families is like 90% divorce rate. This one I'm not too sure on. I don't know very many step families, or I do and I don't really realize that I do. Or I just know somebody got divorced. I didn't realize that it wasn't their own children. But that's pretty high, 90%. I haven't seen that personally, just because I haven't asked people, is it really your biological kid? I don't do that stuff. Statistically, 90%. The hardest time for a marriage is the first year and the 7th year. And so, will it last? It's hard to say. Am I going to wake up tomorrow? Am I going to wake up tomorrow? I could, something could happen. There's all those things that I talk about with the butterfly effect. One little thing can change everything. Is she going to get an annoying illness that bothers him, so she's worthless to him now? Is she going to either gain or lose too much weight, or now she's pregnant and he doesn't want the hassle, or now he latches on tighter because he wants to show off a kid. There's so many different variables, but in general, such a high percentage of people get divorced. They might stay together though. So don't wait around for it. And that's easier said than done. I'm not being a hypocrite. I totally understand. I can totally relate to what this viewer is saying. I can relate to it. The hindsight is 2020. Do as I say, not as I do. Because it takes time to really process, like, why did I wait around? Why did I hope so much? We're in love with our abuser. And that's because of that trauma bond, and we have to break it. So, the only thing with narcissists, like, he's broken your trust. They didn't talk about things. Um, he left you heartbroken and he's not trying to make things better or comforting. He's living his own life and not looking back. He only looks back when he doesn't want to deal with, um, they do get guilt, not remorse. Um, so, maybe he's like, man, I probably screwed her over, so now I can't fuck her. So then he tries to touch base to get rid of that feeling of, did I screw up a good supply? He's not looking at like, man, I really hurt her and I need to cuddle with her and tell her I'm sorry and treat her better. They don't like our emotions. So I just wanted to give you some comfort that you're worth more than that. And the only difference between the new supply and you, there are differences. There are differences, but it's just a different person to the narcissist, something easier, something shiny and new. But just like objects, it's going to lose its appeal. And, I watched something today from a self aware narcissist, and he's just like, yeah, it could be just one thing you say. And I instantly, like him, instantly doesn't want to be with the person or starts questioning, like, what am I thinking? Why am I with this person? And they're going to do that with the new supply. So just keep rebuilding yourself. It's hard. It is hard what you're going through. You didn't deserve that. Um, you know, uh, he's not talking to you. You didn't, it might have felt like you were making love, but you had sex. And as far as the narcissist was concerned, you're thinking like, this is beautiful. We're getting back together. And he's just like, this is fun. Like, it's just a fun time. And that's where it hurts, you know? That's when we feel used and abused. And, um, is it safe to assume he'll probably hoover again? He'll probably reach out to you, or he's waiting for you to stroke his ego with that reverse hoover. Narcissists sometimes can wait years. They don't like to put the effort into repairing a relationship. So with the new supply, he's already shown you how he could treat someone. So if it was a different type of breakup where you're like, but I was with him for 3 years and we sat down and we talked and we discussed our differences and our issues and we decided to break up. Do you think it's going to last with the new supply? Well, the new person. Then it might, if it was a healthy breakup. That's a big red flag the way it happened. So you got your red flag that he's cheating on her. Because supposedly I know you were with him, but now she is. So he's cheating on her within just a few months. And he ghosts. He broke up in a rude way all of a sudden. That's at least three that I see within probably 8 sentences. I haven't counted, 7, 6, 8, 9, but not that many. It's like her wording is about this much text. And I saw 3 red flags in that much text. It's not a full sheet. It's just, those little columns. So comment below. Give this lady some internet love, a couple hearts and stuff like that, because it is heartbreaking. But each day, if we focus on ourselves, the person that matters, we have to rebuild our friendships too and know our self-worth. We're longing for somebody who jerked us around, who left us coldly, quickly, who makes love to us in our minds. We're making love and he's already cheating, but we're focusing on our time that we had, and he's ghosted her for 6 weeks. He's treating you, unfortunately, because I know what you're going through, but it's like he's treating you like a one night stand. Not like that was so great, last week. And how was your work week? And, is your mother feeling okay? Because I know you said she was sick. Like, there's no conversation. It's one and done. And you're going to have a bunch of one and dones if you keep talking to him. If you do get back together, maybe it's a week or two or a year, but it's already not stable. You're already going to, it's going to be hard to trust him. And that's going to plant a little seed that's going to infect your relationship. Because the narcissist isn't going to see that he needs to ease your pain and provide more trust. They manipulate. And it's hard to see the red flags for years sometimes. Years, decades. And whoever a narcissist, will it last? It's not going to be good. It'll be good for a while, and then it's going to be a living hell. So the word last, emotionally, no. Physically, maybe. That's the harsh truth about it. Emotionally, it's not going to last. Physically, they could live together till the day they die or get married and stay together. Life will unfold. I just see all the red flags. I see, based on statistics, based on the red flags, based on the fact, I don't know this person. I just hear I was with a narcissist, so I don't know his side. But she's telling me some of the stuff that he does, but those are in her words, and I do believe what she's saying. But we're not clinicians. So is he just a jerk? They need to have 5 out of 9 traits, but 3 red flags. He's already not having a healthy relationship with the new supply in just a few months. So I want to give you a big virtual hug and thank you for your topic. One-on-ones are available. I hope that helped. Please help this lady. Share some of your stories, validate what you went through, if you got back together, how long it lasted, because usually the breakup's inevitable. A lot of these narcissistic relationships are off and on, off and on, off and on. On average, takes 7 breakups before they end. So I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day. And I'm still recording. See you soon.